The Blue Line Podcast talks about current conservative and law enforcement news, mixed with critical issues impacting everyone across our beautiful nation. From gun safety and home invasion tips to everything in between, they got your six. They provide education and life-saving training tactics that could one day save someone from a serious situation. So strap in and get ready, because they will take you on one hell of a ride, along with stories from the road to the concrete and barbed wire walls, giving you a real behind-the-scenes look at life beyond the badge.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, content recommendation is for 18 and older. Listener discretion is advised.
He's got 13.
Step it up.
1422. Southbound on play. Southbound on play. Gray white. All black. Black shorts. White hat. Stop running. Stop running on the taser. Stop running. Don't jump over the wall. Stop. Do not move. We got him down. We got him down. Taser. Send the boss for taser.
That's right, Patriots! It's time for the Blue Line Podcast. They are broadcasting live, coast to coast, deep within the bunker of the Hybrid Armory Studios. And they are here to give you the facts and set America straight with what it's really like behind the badge. And now, let's put our hands together for your friends and mine, the Blue Line Podcast.
Good evening, Blue Nation.
Hello.
How are you beautiful patriots out there doing in this wonderful country of ours? Hopefully you're doing well. I really do hope so. All of our Twitter followers out there, thank you so much for the love. We appreciate it. We've reached over 1,000 followers now on our Twitter page. And we wouldn't be where we're at right now without you guys. So thank you so much. You guys have kicked so much ass. We love it.
Yes, we do.
We absolutely do. So, I am your host, Chris K. The Blind Podcast, coming to you by my side over here, beautiful, lovely, talented Danny, our producer of the show.
Yay.
She does a lot of hard work, a lot of behind the scenes, and also graces us with her beautiful presence on these full episodes. So, she too is a patriot, just like everybody else out there.
Yes, sir.
God, guns, country, all that good stuff.
Love it all.
By the way, Kamala Harris.
Really? You're going to get started with that first?
We're just going to jump into this, all right?
Kamala.
It's Kamala.
Kamala.
Like my journalist idol, Tucker Carlson said, Kamala. Okay.
That was great.
Look, here's the thing. And the news media outlets are like, this is the first colored woman and Indian woman, and this is for colored. She's like, if you look at her dad is like not even black. Jamaican.
Isn't he Jamaican? Yeah.
Jamaican, but you look at him and he's, you put Kamala and her husband together and they're as white can be. Mm-hmm. And for the other fact is, so many black people are not for her at all. Not one bit.
That's because she's a piece of work.
She really is. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. If she wins along with Biden, do you like your guns? Because she's going to take them. She said in the first 100 days, she's going to put an executive order out to confiscate firearms.
Good luck with that, by the way.
Yeah. And of course have, Beto O'Rourke be in charge of that. Hell yeah, we're going to take your guns. that douchebag. Okay, here's the thing too with Kamala, all right?
Kamala.
She had the worst ratings in the Democratic primaries running for president. She lasted like 2 minutes. Her polling was like 7%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
She was like, hey, I'm Kamala. Bye. That was it. She got schooled.
I was going to say, didn't she get her ass reamed?
Yeah. Other opponents took her to school.
Yes, they did.
The bell rang after school and she got her ass kicked.
Went to Pound Town.
Right. Just like she did, how she got into office. Speaking of Pound Town, she was the call girl to one of the, I think, of the San Francisco mayor, San Diego mayor, one of them, back in the 90s, like 94, 95. Yeah, that's how she got into politics, is being on her knees.
Nice.
Yes. So she slobbed her way all the way up to the top.
Yeah, Trump.
Yeah. So, and of course you got Sleepy Joe Biden here that's coming out of the basement. You know, he's talking about, come on, man, his cognitive test, and he makes absolutely no sense what he says. And what's funny is if you follow quote unquote Joe Biden on Twitter, right?
Quote
and
unquote.
Yeah, it's not him. Come on, it's not even Trump. Trump doesn't even tweet. Okay, it's people that he has that does it for him. You look at Biden. Biden's talking about whatever he's talking about. The nurse breathed into my nostrils and made my body move, and the people are on the Zoom with him during the conference are like, what the hell is he talking about? Why is he going off on this weird tangent? This is crazy. And like he talked about black people and how, you know, brown people they have more opportunities and all this kind of stuff than black people, and people are just like jaw dropping, like, Joe, what are you saying? This makes no sense, you know. And let's not forget that Joe Biden really is a racist. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that he was best friends with one of the top KKK Klansmen who was also a Democrat. Okay. So let's not forget about policies and the thoughts that he had talking about, you know, I don't want my kids going to a racial jungle.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And the fact that Kamala Harris during the primaries even called Joe out, calling him a racist. Mm-hmm. He is a racist, old, senile white man. And all of a sudden, he picks her, and she's now his best friend?
Yep.
And
he's not racist anymore.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Less than 80 days until election.
Is it less now than 80?
Yeah. It's like 79, 78 days, something like that.
Okay.
And I already told you I'm taking the next day off because we're going to be up. We're going to be having our party here at the house. Our November 3rd with all the Trump flags we have. We're going to be flying them high,
along with the American flag.
That's right.
Yep.
And I'm not going to work the next day because I'll be up because we know it's going to work. It's going to be late into the evening.
Yeah.
You know, counting all this stuff. And good news though, Dr. Fauci said one thing that made sense. Out of everything he's been wrong with COVID, he said, you can go to the polls and vote in person. It's not going to hurt anybody. And now the Democrat Party is going, what are you talking about, Dr. Fauci? No, we're supposed to
do all the absentee votes.
Do mail-in ballots, you know. Now, not absentee.
Yeah, that's what I
different.
meant. Mail-in.
Absentee is totally
okay.
Right. Oh, yes. Here's the thing too. So Sleepy Joe earlier on Twitter posted and said that President Trump had put in a mailed-in ballot because he was voting for somebody down in Florida today, and he's making a deal out of it, saying that he did the mail-in voting, but doesn't want to do mail-in voting for the country. Here's the thing. President Trump had an absentee ballot that he put in. Absentee is they confirm your identity. They confirm who you are in the voting. Not just a mail-in, but an absentee. Mail-in, my great-great-grandmother who died 47 years ago, I'm just making shit up, but, who died can get that at her house.
Yep.
And Joe Brown lives there now 47 years later, and he goes, I hate Trump.
I'm going to vote for Biden.
With her name, he writes Biden Harris 2020 on it. Puts it in, and it's a vote. It's counted for. That's horseshit. Nobody.
Stupid.
It is. Nobody should be able to do a mail-in vote.
No. They shouldn't.
Because it's voter fraud. It's fraudulent voting. It should be illegal. It should not even be a thing. And
I
for
agree.
something as big and important as the president of the United States, that primary position,
Yeah, you
head
can't.
of the country,
Yeah. You can't be doing that shit.
Electoral College. I'm not a fan of Electoral College either. I'm a fan of they count the votes and they do it that way. But
Yeah.
Electoral Colleges, they figure out a way, it's percentages and this and that. And sometimes it kind of bites you in the ass because you're like, I don't understand how so-and-so's winning when they've got like 37 states over this person and they have more states, which they won. But Electoral College it's how many votes itself gets. It's so screwed up. So it really is. But yeah, enough about that. Going back to Twitter with Sleepy Joe, when he says stuff that doesn't make sense, like earlier last week, he was saying some racial things regarding black people, and then his Twitter account comes on and he's like, "Hey America, I just want to clarify what I really meant to say earlier during that speech was XYZ." And and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, okay, Joe, yeah, no problem, cool," and I'm like, no, like,
How is he going to be any in the least bit competent to run the United States?
that's like you coming on here doing this interview and you take a test for cocaine.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No.
Which is funny. Fox News actually put this thing together of how many times Biden has actually said, "Come on, man."
Really?
And like between like the 8 years of him being the president and like the last 4 years, like there was a lot. That's one of his favorite words is "come on, man." So that's one of the words that still regenerates in his brain of mush up there is that. Anything else he talks about, he makes no sense. And
Yep.
he has to have a script in front of him. Even when he FaceTimed on the computer Kamala Harris and was like, there was a picture of him and there's a script in front of him, and you could see on the camera he was looking down reading it, and he was like, "Are you ready to get to work?" And she's like, "Yes, Joe. Yes, I want to get to work. Yes. Oh my God, I want to get to work. Want to get to work with you." And he's like, "Let's get to work." So he had to have somebody type that out on there. So maybe it was even saying, "Joe, you're going to be talking to Kamala Harris. We picked her for the vice presidency." Because I guarantee you, Joe didn't pick her. The Democratic Party picked her. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, all them satanic demons on the left, far left wing party. Yet we're the Nazi nationalists, racists.
Yeah.
I tell you what, conservatives have more heart and more values in this country than any far left Marxist,
Oh, absolutely.
leftist, any of those guys. Guarantee it. And it's funny is that we could walk around with the Trump shirt or whatever, and all of a sudden somebody's like, "F you." Oh, okay. Why are you so hostile?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to, fuck Trump? Like, why do you have to come at me with that? Am I going up to you with a Biden sign or a Biden hat and saying, "Screw you. I hate you. I hope you burn in hell," and spit on you? No. They're the ones that antagonize that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And come on, BLM, Antifa, they're all funded by George Soros. He's a huge Marxist. I mean, it's pure evil, absolute pure evil. So, but enough of that. I'm going on such a rant here. We could just talk straight politics
Right.
all night about this. I do want to say one thing though too. We are going to be playing a quick little snippet later on the show from one of our good friends of the podcast. His name is One Time Music. He is a hip hop artist, rapper down south. He's a police officer. He makes police music for patriots, police officers. I mean, he's super talented. He's been doing this for like 11, 12 years now, rapping and stuff. And we'll be playing some of his a little bit later, which is one of my new favorite songs called Kamikaze, You Go, I Go. It's really, really smooth. You guys are going to like it, especially for those that like hip-hop. I think you guys are going to dig it, so we'll play it a little bit later. But I do want to give some shout-outs to some people here on Twitter.
Yeah.
For those that give a good goddamn about us and they follow us and stuff. So, as promised, we just want to say what's up to everybody out there. So, Brad, Claude Felter, Sherry Martinez, Christine Casco, Dothrak 2020, Rusty, that's an easy one. Right. Sean the Sarge, Thunder 2020, Business Party Podcast, Carson 3737. She's pretty badass. She's a pretty cool patriot.
Yeah.
Business Party Podcast. Let's also talk about the National Police Association, who are super awesome, and they totally follow us. They love us, and I think that's fantastic. Perry Rutledge, Odina Lafee. I guess it means the pain fairy. I'm just reading what their thing is. So Bella, Just a Dispatcher, That Girl Ellie, Sweet M, Marshall McAloon, Jan Bridges, Defiant 77, Amy Hill, Brenda Day, Mark Schlemmer, Granny Gale 3, Grace Wins, and Tristan Hetrick. You guys are phenomenal people. L. Christian, David Piercy, Holly, Giselle Chandler, Poppy Ellis, Charlie Long, Anthony Fazio, Thin Blue Line for Women.
Sorry for all the mispronunciations.
Oh, I know there's going to be. PT Popo, The Roll Call Room, Ellie Podcast, our boy Vinny Montez, super funny comedian. Check him out. Big time relentless defender. Excellent dude. Sarge the Destroyer, one of our live PD friends, and she's just amazing. Andrea Zendejas.
I love her.
The Power Bun. Of course, the USCCA, another big one. Blue Lives Matter, Walk with Blue. Wendy Allen, Abby, Buckeye Gal 87, and of course, one of my newest friends, Tracy Gansey, Random Acts of Back the Blue. We'll be having her on our show as well. She's super cool, former dispatcher, 911 dispatcher, and she goes around all over. I think she's in Texas, somewhere in Texas. She goes all over and quote-unquote vandalizes police stations. But what she does is she has like all these thin blue line flags and like blue glow sticks. I was like, those things you crack, and they're like neon. Yeah, blue glow sticks, or
they glow in their sticks.
Yes, they glow in their sticks. What's that word? Super cool gal. Her and her daughter do this. They go all over the area, and she even. Do you remember seeing the kid that runs a mile for like every officer that had passed away? Yeah, she's filmed a lot of that too, where they're in like the vehicle behind the kid, running with the thin blue line flag and stuff, because that's his thing. He runs a mile for every officer that's killed in line of duty, and he's sadly ran a lot of miles this year already.
Unfortunately.
There is a war on our law enforcement officers out there. So our brothers and sisters on the road, be safe. Keep your head in a swivel at all times. Seriously. Don't be afraid to pull that trigger. I don't care if you know if there's cameras. And that's one thing that we were talking about, one of our brother on KPD, that he was shot in the stomach from one of our, at the time, released inmates, who is now coming back. Assuming as a U.S. Marshal, because the Marshals task force picked his ass up 2 states away. So I think what happened, we were talking, is that, he drew, and that Massey pulled his gun. He didn't shoot him right away. That's what we're kind of thinking, is that's why he was shot, is because he hesitated shooting, and this is a white officer and a black individual that did have a gun and shoot the cop, but then he returned gunfire and shot him a couple times, but then he took off and fled. But yeah, we were talking that we think maybe he might have hesitated. If not, then that's great, but just the fact that you know, we weren't there. We didn't see what happened, but, you know, he never called out that he's going to be out with the vehicle. He never told dispatch that he was going to be out, you know. So, I mean, there's a couple things that were like, for safety concerns, he should have said some things to let dispatch know that he's going to be out, you know, investigating, out with one,
Absolutely.
out with two, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, they caught him real quick because he was with the girl, and the girl stayed as he took off after he was shot, and she was like, his name's this.
Yeah, right.
He lives here. This is his, you know. So she ratted him out real quick, and they caught him a couple of days later in Indiana
With a gunshot wound.
with the gunshot wound. Yeah,
Absolutely.
So kudos to our brother. Hopefully he's going to make a full recovery. I know that he was shot in the stomach, they said. So that's a scary situation. There's so many vital organs in a sense down there. You know, your liver, your kidneys, your intestines, your stomach. I mean, everything. I mean, if that bullet ricochets around, I mean, this could be the end of his career. He has a colostomy bag. He pisses in a piss bag for the rest of his life. He's in a wheelchair. You know, I mean, who
Hopefully
knows?
none of that's the case.
Yeah,
But, you know,
I pray that he makes a full recovery.
Speedy recovery.
Yeah. So anyway, Tracy's great people. She vandalizes, quote unquote, showers, police departments, and squad cars with Blue Line memorabilia. She makes things, handcrafts and stuff, and gives it to them. So she's an amazing person. I cannot wait to get her on the show and talk more about what she does when it comes to vandalizing police departments.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
It'd be
she's
so
good.
fun to do.
Yeah, she's fun. She's good people. So tonight we're going to be talking quickly about the holster comparison of Kydex versus leather for those that carry rather off-duty, or for you beautiful patriots that carry as it is. We're going to kind of break down some definitive answers as to Kydex versus leather. Which one do you think is better? And we'll also be talking about tonight, I believe, a pig that was supposed to be dismembered. Slaughtered
by rioters.
Yeah. They're not protesters, they're rioters. There's a big difference. Protesters aren't going to slaughter and kill a living animal.
Yeah, and set it on fire. And,
right.
You know.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we're gonna get into that a little bit here. This is a beautiful story.
All right. So this is in Portland, of course, Oregon.
By the way, this coffee is delicious. It
Oh
is
my God,
Peacemaker
I love
Coffee
it.
Company. Peacemaker Coffee Company. You guys can check them out. We are indeed powered by them. They are fantastic. They make really good coffee. Check them out, Peacemaker Coffee Company.
They're
are
amazing.
Great. And of course, if you go to their website, peacemakercoffeecompany.com, and you type in Blue Line at the end of checking out, you will get a huge discount. So Peacemaker Coffee Company, check them out. They are fueled and they keep us moving. The Blue Line Podcast is fueled by the Peacemaker Coffee Company, where they provide premium coffee to people who love to experience a roast unlike no other. Peacemaker Coffee Company is dedicated to the men and women serving in this great country of ours, and to the men and women who support them. So get yourself a cup today at peacemakercoffeecompany.com. Absolutely fantastic, delicious coffee. They were kind enough to send us out some sample bags, 12-ounce bags. But they have tons of flavors, from light to medium to dark to organic to exotic type flavors. Not just your basic Colombian, but they have really amazing flavors. So just want to give these guys a quick shout out, Peacemaker Coffee Company. Again, check them out. When you buy a coffee, type in Blue Line, you'll get a huge discount, and it's free shipping as well. We highly recommend it.
You will not regret it.
Danny and I are coffee snobs, and when we tried this the first time, when we opened the bag, we're like, "Holy shit, this is!"
You can smell the
oh
flavor.
my God! And every time it cooks and it's roasting in the pot, it just fills the room. It fills the kitchen with such an aroma.
And I mean, any coffee's going to do that, but this is different.
Yeah.
This is good.
It's these guys, and they support all first responders. They are police officers as well, so they are fellow brothers in uniform there. So, yeah, definitely check them out. PeacemakerCoffeeCompany.com. On to slaughtering the pigs.
All right. In Portland, Oregon, In the ever-evolving world of left-wing anarchy, which runs rampant in the city of Portland, we learn of an ever-stranger true story. Apparently, people who had planned to protest or riot, not sure which, decided they would utilize a live animal to display their level of discontent with civilized laws. Nothing says love and peace like beheading a live animal in a public setting. These anarchists have successfully pulled off this type of stunt before when they placed a bloody severed pig's head wearing a police hat and an American flag, which they set on fire. The Antifa demonstrators placed a decapitated pig's head, which symbolizes police, according to them, on an American flag outside the Justice Center in downtown Portland before putting a police hat on it and setting the whole thing on fire.
That is just ridiculous.
It is absolutely ridiculous.
I wonder if it smelled good, though. Like smoked.
Ew,
like
I
smoked
can't even think
pig?
about that. Just the symbolization of it.
I know. I'm kind of hungry at 12:30 in the morning here.
Yes. So in the meantime, the Biden campaign staffer Sarah Pearl mocked cops as worse than pigs, called for disfunding the police. The videographer, Sarah Pearl, also retweeted a user's comment that while pigs are sweet, intelligent, and compassionate, police officers are monsters who don't deserve to be called pigs, as she calls for defunding the police.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, piece of work. Piece of work.
This is who you want for your president, people.
Yeah.
You want somebody that sits there and says police officers
Are worse than pigs.
They aren't even worth the name pig. They are the dirt that the pigs piss and shit in and walk in. They are beneath them.
She's such a piece of shit.
Really?
Seriously, though.
That's not cool at all. That's what you want. You want somebody's going to, for one, defund basically our U.S. military. Mm-hmm. That's Kamala Harris. You want somebody to have health care for all, Medicare for all. That's going to be crazy.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Kamala, whatever the hell I'm saying.
Yeah.
No. They're going to take your guns. They're going to... You want a socialist country, that's where it's going to head to.
Absolutely.
Trump has done more in the 4 years than he has done than any other president has. He really has. Abraham Lincoln.
Absolutely.
And that's with the emancipation of freeing the slaves. By the way, people, just want to say, when everybody's like, oh, white people are racist and this and that, just want to throw it out there. There was like millions of people that fought in a war against other people in this country and died believing in the fact that slavery is wrong. And they lost their lives and died in battle for a cause that they believed in. Millions and millions of white men died, along with black people, along with Native Americans, that all fought to stop slavery. I just think the Democrats have not gotten over the fact that they lost the Civil War 100 plus years ago. That's my thing. That's what I really think. I really think that they're still mad. They're big mad. They're big mad that they lost the war. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. So we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna play a snippet from our boy One Time. Play some sponsors. We'll come back. We'll be talking about the holster comparison of Kydex versus leather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Blue Line Podcast will be back after these messages.
Palms sweaty, knees weak, arms heavy, head first into the drama, cold chills like a tundra, dose of instincts for survival. Don't like to view a rival. I can be a nightmare or an American Idol. You are not entitled to treat me like I'm vital. I'm a fighter, judge, jury, and indictor. Get my rifle. No cabinet, no capping. I kept you naked with the respect the badge of the flag. Don't be so grotesque. My home better eagle, I protected in blood. See freedom ain't I'm battle ready. I'm never shell shocked. I can hold it steady. I die head front to the drama like a kamikaze. This might be your last mission. That's a solid copy. And you go, I go, you go, I go, you go, I go.
Hey Patriots, it's Chris Cade from the Blue Line Podcast. I want to take the time here and talk to you about some friends of ours who we hold near and dear to our hearts. And that is the Thin Blue Line USA Apparel Company. They have everything from men and women clothing to shirts, hoodies, and even formal wear. Not to mention Thin Blue Line flags, patches, decals, and so much more. I can't even fit it into this entire commercial. So you'll just have to head on over to thinbluelineusa.com and see for yourself. No matter what your need is, they got your six.
This Hour of the Blue Line Podcast is brought to you by White Hat Holsters, where they manufacture and sell premium concealed holsters for all types of gun owners. They carry everything from inside and outside holsters, replacement Kydex, and even Max Tuck Hybrid. And White Hat Holsters are leading the industry in the hybrid holster design. And with a 30-day trial and lifetime warranty, you cannot go wrong with these guys. So pick up a holster today by going to whitehatholsters.com. Gun gear for the good guys.
When a law enforcement officer is getting ready for their shift, they have many different things that they put on their duty belt to have a successful shift. And one of the tools you will need is one of the best-selling books out there right now called Police Mental Barricade by a great friend of the show and fellow law enforcement officer, Nick Ruggiero. The Police Mental Barricade is about a survivor's guide to poor law enforcement leadership with a hard look into what contributes to law enforcement suicides and how, as a profession, we can fix it. Check out Nick's book today by going to rollcallroom.com. And while you're there, check out some of their episodes from the Roll Call Room podcast. So don't be a frickin' Steve and just go check out rollcallroom.com. This episode of USCCA's Defender Nation is brought to you by Eclipse Holsters. They provide high-quality and exceptionally crafted holsters appropriate for a full range of purposes. So get your holsters today at eclipseholsters.com.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
The Blue Line Podcast, making America patriotic again.
The Blue Line Podcast is now back.
We are back, Blue Nation.
Hello, hello.
Quick shout out to some of our sponsors: White Hat, Eclipse, Roll Call Room, Peacemaker Coffee Company, Thin Blue Line USA, London's Defender, Bluewood Mills. You guys are all amazing. So let's get into it here. Holster comparisons, Kydex versus leather. When setting out to choose a holster, there are a multitude of factors to consider. It must fit your body and your lifestyle. Seldom mentioned is how different body types, an endomorph, mesomorph, ectomorph. Do you even know what the hell I'm talking about? I don't even know what I'm talking about, but they're in there. All those kind of body effects can affect your decision as to what you're going to wear. And the offset of your holster from the body can affect concealment and draw and angle. Printing is what we like to call it. And then there's the material. When choosing a holster for concealed carry, the material of the holster is made of important factors in the design. And the most popular holster materials that are used is either Kydex or leather. There are combinations of the two known as hybrids. Each can be useful, but there are attributes of one that will be superior in certain situations over the other. Why not have both? As with the firearms you choose to shoot and carry, you'll likely end up with the multiple styles of holsters. This is very true.
Yes.
For Danny and I, we have quite a few. So let's kind of get into it and talk about it. The thermoplastic resin Kydex. It's an impervious to sweat, oil, and solvents. However, foreign material in the holster may scratch the handgun's finish. If you own a Glock or a Melon-like coated gun crafter, the finish will not suffer. If a handgun shows degradation of the finish, well, a handgun is meant to be used. Kydex is very stiff and offers a good, sharp draw. It can be cleaned with soap and water as well. Going down into leather, animal skin, tanned, dyed, all that. A leather holster keeps the pistol secure by a tight, molded fit over the handgun. A Kydex holster, however, primarily contacts the slide and trigger guard. Leather may be tanned and waxed quite stiff. Leather may also be offered an exotic material that qualifies for a great deal of pride of ownership. Leather is generally more comfortable and softer when you do wear it. A general observation is that Kydex is hard and less comfortable. Sometimes it is true. The trade-off is that Kydex doesn't collapse on the draw, and holstering is easy. Kydex holsters are affordable and even have better designs. Very cheap holsters are often just plastic and should be avoided, such as getting anything that is Uncle Mike's. Just saying. Leather holsters must have a sewn-in metal holster mouth or a welt that is tightly molded to keep the holster mouth from collapsing after the draw. There are things such as screwing on a magazine pouch that are more difficult with leather. On the other hand, leather may offer more options for those with back pain. Take, for example, the Bitterroot gun leather inside the waistband holster. It features a soft but supportive foot on the base of the holster, curing many complaints concerning back pain when you are wearing it inside the waistband. This would be a nigh impossible with Kydex, as a leather holster may be designed to lie flat against the body where Kydex really cannot. So the hybrid type with the Kydex shell holding the holster and leather backing seems the best of both worlds. When you marry the Kydex holster to a leather backing, which, by the way, that's what we're getting from White Hat Holsters. We cannot wait to see these custom,
I'm excited for those.
Custom holsters with our Blue Line Podcast logo on it. He's got us some magazines coming. I'm super stoked.
Wow.
Super stoked. When you marry the Kydex and leather together, the comfort level rises. This is a very good holster. Comfortable with a sharp draw, but it also has a wide footprint. Take a look at the Sword Slinger leather in the waistband holster. This is a compact design, but carries a steel frame 45 comfortably with good concealment and spreads the weight of the pistol out on the back. That is right. It can carry a steel frame 45.
Wow.
For those on a budget with several handguns to holster, VersaCarry offers a rapid slide that solves many problems. I don't usually like multi-fit holsters personally, but when you use premium buffalo hide, the equation changes. This holster isn't possible in Kydex. So my final thoughts here, there are trade-offs in each material. You may find a variety of holsters that are needed. Multiple even for each gun. The smallest autos are probably best served with Kydex for its rigidity and retention. Larger handguns are more comfortable in leather holsters. During the summer, perspiration.
What?
Perspiration.
I'm like precipitation.
I'm reading this. The microphone's in between the word. I couldn't see the word. My eyes got cross-eyed. Precipitation soaks into leather, but how the leather is tanned can also affect this. Kydex attachments have broken, and leather snaps have as well. In the end, the choice is yours. Whatever handgun and holster combination you choose, it should be subject to 500 draws before you carry. So, bottom line is, when you purchase a holster, look online, read the reviews, ask the questions, and make the decision for yourself. What is going to be comfortable for you? That's the most important thing. It's not what your friend says. It's not, hey, go get this, or you should wear this. Just like when I said in earlier episodes when it came to choosing a handgun, don't listen to your friend saying, hey, you should choose this 45 ACP.
No, you want what's most comfortable in your hand, what's best for you to draw.
Right, and because you're a woman that's 4'11" that needs a 45 ACP to carry that's bigger than her. So go. Like I said, go to these ranges, check them out. And do your homework on the holsters. There's people that give reviews all the time. And that's how we chose our guns. That's how we've chosen our holsters previously. It's the only way. and you go to these shops that have ranges, you can rent guns and figure out what gun fits you the most. And that's it for the show. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, take that to heart. And again, thank you to our beautiful listeners, our amazing patriots. Our show has gone a span of almost 45 minutes. It's come and gone. America. It's come and gone as quickly as herpes in Joe Biden's lip. From Kamala Harris.
Oh, that's so gross.
That's how he picked her as the vice president.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
He was making cottage cheese down there.
Okay, ew. Just saying.
Or sour cream on the taco, whichever one you want. So, anyway, have a wonderful evening. We love you guys. You are all amazing. Keep it strapped, keep it locked, keep it chambered. We are the Blue Line Podcast.
Woo woo.
Again, I'm Chris Caden and
Danny,
the producer.
Danny the producer.
Danny the producer. So we love you guys. Be safe. We'll see you on the next episode. Good night, Blue Nation.
The Blue Line Podcast would like to thank its listeners, staff, and Hybrid Armory Studios for making this episode possible. And also a big thanks to our friends and supporters from Bluewood Mills, Relentless Defender, Thin Blue Line USA, Bravo Concealment Holsters, Officer Involved Project, Tier Talk, Mike the Cop, USCCA, and the Queensboro Hero. Until next time, keep it chambered and be safe.